Okay, for our next section, we're going to talk about connective tissues. We have 3 concept maps we're going to use for that. Our first concept map, title that Connective Tissue. The second concept map, Connective Tissue Characteristics. And the third concept map, Extracellular Matrix, 2 elements. All right, let's get started. Connective tissue. Bubble A, we know connective tissues are found everywhere in the body. So bubble A, those are found everywhere in our body. Bubble B, we know that these include the most abundant and widely distributed tissues. So they're very prevalent within our body. So connective tissues are very abundant and widely distributed throughout our body. Bubble C, some functions. All right, so for bubble C, we're going to write 3 supporting details down. We know that they help bind together tissues that in your body, so they bind body tissues together. We'll talk about some of those examples a little more in depth. They help support the body, and they provide protection for your body as well. Bubble D, we know examples from introducing epithelial tissues. Examples include bone, blood, fats, tendons and ligaments, and things like that. Okay, second concept map, connective tissue characteristics. Connective tissues are unique. Bubble A, one of the unique components involves there's variation in the amount of blood that moves in and out of these tissues. Bubble B, we know some types of these tissues are well vascularized, meaning that they have a variety of blood vessels that move to and from those tissues. We also know, bubble C, that some of these connective tissues have a poor blood supply or are avascular in nature. Connective tissues are also unique in bubble D in that they have an extracellular matrix, and this is something we'll go a little bit more in depth in the next day or so. But an extracellular matrix is a non-living material that surrounds living cells, and certain types of components fill those empty spaces. Alright, so let's build up on the extracellular matrix, and once again this was an example of connective tissue, and we have 2 main elements associated with this. Bubble A, we're going to talk about the ground substance, and this is the substance that deals with that empty space. It's mostly water along with adhesion proteins and polysaccharide molecules, terms that we should be somewhat familiar with. And what's important to remember with ground substances is they actually fill those empty spaces between cells and the connective tissue. Alright, another component associated with this matrix involves fibers. So bubble B, we're going to talk about fibers. Fibers are produced by cells, and there's 3 main types. And we also know that there's 3 types of fibers, and each one of these fibers is unique. So the first one we'll talk about in bubble C are collagen fibers. These are unique. These are insoluble proteins, and what's unique about these fibers is they're long in shape, they're unbranched, and what they do is they connect skeletal muscles to bones. Second type of fiber, bubble D, elastic fibers. These contain the protein elastin. And if you think about the term elastin, you think about elastic, you think about Plastic Girl or Elastic Girl on The Incredibles, right? So these are kind of unique. They branch out and they're very wavy in nature. Obviously, based on their term, they stretch. And what these involve are connection points between vertebrae in your back. And finally, bubble E, our last type of fiber, involves reticular fibers. These guys are thin. They kind of branch out. They branch out into a network. And what is unique about these types of fibers is they stabilize the position of blood vessels associated with various organs. So in conclusion, I know we went through this pretty fast. I said I'd be around 3 minutes. I'm a little bit over. We will follow up with this information tomorrow. Make sure you complete this for your homework, and we'll go from there. Have a great night.